Hello everyone, it's Anita, and in today's video I'm going to talk about Lingoda, specifically the Lingoda French classes. So if you don't know, Lingoda is this language learning website where you can take lessons. They offer classes in 5 languages. So, well, they have English, business English, so I still count them as one language, that's why I was hesitating. Spanish, French, German, and recently they added Italian. So technically 6 types of, language courses you can take, well, 5 languages. And for Italian, I think it's only on the A1 level because it's so new. You've probably heard about the sprint challenge they have, where you have to take classes every day or every other day. If there are different rules, and if you follow all the rules you can get half your money back or more classes for free. So I didn't do that. I took the normal plan. So they're now, I don't know if I have not seen that before, and I'm sort of looking at my laptop for my notes. But so there's a sprint option, the flex one. That's what I did. I just took whatever class I wanted. And then there's also the teams option, where you are put into a fixed group and with a fixed teacher, and you take lessons together, which is quite nice. Well, depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, so I did the flexible schedule. I decided to take Lingoda classes because there was a good deal around Valentine's Day, and they always have some deals. So if there's no one right now, it's just keep an eye on the website if you're interested. Like, there's going to be a deal soon enough. I think the sprint challenge also happens quite often if you are trying to save money that way. But yeah, so there are a lot of options. So I decided to try the lessons because there was a good discount around February of this year. Yeah, I'm making this video quite late. Yeah, I just wanted to see what it was all about. Also there was a 7-day trial where you could take either 3 group classes or 1 private class for free during that time period. And that was also, I think, good because then I was able to take 3 classes, and I saw if I liked it or not, and then I could still cancel my subscription if I wanted to. Also, I started off with 12 classes per month because I got the first month 40% off the Valentine's Day code, and then after that I switched my subscription to the 5 classes per month option, just because I didn't have that much time, and also they want to spend that much money afterwards. But there are different deals. I could have taken another deal around that time to save like 30% for 2 or 3 months or something like that. So that would have been better for someone that wants to keep learning. But for me, because I want to take classes for a maximum of 2 months, that was quite nice to get 40% off the first month with 12 classes per month, and then just continue with 5 classes per month. Also, some basic infos before I start with my review is, like I said, there are 5 languages or 6 types of language learning classes. If you separate English from business English, then you can take private lessons or you can take group classes, which is what I did. And so you're in a group of maximum 5 students. A couple of times it was just another person and me taking the class, so we were just 2 students, which is also very nice because it's like almost a private lesson. I think that's all you need to know for the general information part. So yeah, let's get into the positive aspects. So what I really liked about Lingoda is that it's based on levels. Levels I know, A1, A2, B1, B2, and then also separated into like smaller levels, so you knew what to expect. Yeah, so you could just switch to whatever level you like. You could also take a placement test, but you can still go to another level and look at the courses there. So then they also had many different topics categorized by the area of the language you want to improve, for example, grammar or speaking practices, reading comprehension. They also had lessons on writing different things, like writing how to write a complaint, for example. So there are many topics, but all within, you know, the frame of, oh, is this a grammar topic? Is this a reading comprehension topic? So that was really clear, and I like that, that you could then look at it and decide, oh, I really want some speaking practice, and then you go through what themes they have, and then you could decide, oh yeah, I want to talk about space, or I want to talk about politics. So that was quite nice. They had that separated. Generally that it was based on topics, because I mean that could also be a con depending on how you look at it. For me it was really nice because then I could see a certain grammar topic that I knew that I, you know, didn't quite understand, and then I could decide just to take a class on that topic. If you go to like a traditional language school, you just follow a curriculum or a course that the teacher designed, and it's just like step by step, and then you have to follow it. But this way with Lingoda, you can design the plan yourself and really focus on the areas you think you need the most practice in. So yeah, I quite like that. I also found the materials quite nice. It's easy to understand them, the layout is good. Also, you can access all materials before signing up for classes, which I would also recommend, because sometimes I would look at a grammar topic and then just by reading the material, I would be reminded of what the rules are. Then it wouldn't make sense for me to waste a credit on that class and rather take another class. So yeah, I would recommend looking at the materials just to see if you actually need that class. Sometimes just the material is enough. So yeah, definitely look at that. And another point I quite like is that it's incredibly flexible. With the flex plan that I subscribe to, it just means that you can search through classes, through teachers, whatever time of the day, whatever days, and then sign up for the individual class, which means that you can take classes whenever, because there are teachers in different time zones. And you can also get a bit of information about the teacher. Where is the teacher from? Like depending on what accent you want to learn, that could be beneficial. So you can really filter different things and also learn whenever you have time, which is quite nice. Also, if you really like the topic but there is no class schedule when you have time, you could sort of request a time. But I've never done it, so I don't know how well that works. But you can technically also say, oh, I would like to take a class on this topic on this day and at this time, and then they'll try to allocate a teacher to that. So I think that's also a good alternative. Although I don't know how long it would take for this to be approved, or how far in advance you need to request that. Also, the teachers I had really made sure that there was speaking time for everyone. So they will make sure that everyone gets to speak. And yeah, so that was quite good. And they also give individual feedback after the lesson. However, sometimes I felt like they probably copy-pasted a lot of that to everyone, but I don't know, maybe there was, you know, like a general feedback, and maybe then they put some more individual feedback for you personally. But yeah, it's still good to get some feedback. I also feel like I actually learned something. Yeah, with the materials, they were really good, and the speaking practice. Yeah, I think I actually did learn something. Also, on the website itself, there are different tools for you to prepare for the lesson. You can look at some vocabulary beforehand, and there are also after the lesson you can also test yourself. You can also practice the new vocabulary, things like that. You can keep reviewing the topic that way. Yeah. Let's go to the negative aspects I wrote down. So one would be that since they're different teachers, you don't really develop a relationship with them. If that's really important to you, then I would look into the team's plan that they have, you know, with a fixed teacher and fixed group of people. It wasn't really a problem for me, but if you I don't know, maybe if you're a beginner, you might find it a bit stressful to always get another teacher. Maybe you don't quite understand them yet. Yeah, you could technically only get lessons from one teacher if you only filter for them. Like if you only look at lessons that they give. So that way you could still follow, you know, keep learning with the same teacher. Yeah, so another negative aspect is that they run fast throughout the lessons, so you don't have that much time. You could ask questions, but it just felt like there was not enough time to, you know, answer every individual question, which is why I don't think many people ask questions. And it was also clear that you sort of had to prepare in advance, just, you know, to look through the materials and to maybe look at the vocabulary you don't know by yourself, because yeah, you just didn't have that much time during the lesson. But it can also be a positive aspect, because that's, well, an incentive to actually prepare for the class, and that way you might learn more anyway. Also, with the cancellation period, I had some issues with that. I mean, normally it wouldn't be a problem, because you have, after you book a lesson, you have 30 minutes to cancel it, or you can cancel up to 3 days before the lesson, which normally wouldn't be a problem, but I was sick and I just had a cold, so I didn't think much about it. I was thinking, yeah, I would still take the class. I just thought, oh well, I mean, I have a cold, it's fine, like I cough a bit, you know, it's not a big deal, it's an online lesson, so, you know, there's no issue in that. So by the time I had the chance to cancel it, I was still healthy enough, I would say, to take an online lesson. But then what happened was that I lost my voice, which is just, you know, you can't really do anything about that. And I also wouldn't have gone to the doctor to get a doctor's note, so I don't know, maybe if that, something like that happens to you, or you break something at the hospital, blah blah, you might still be able to get like the credit to take another lesson. Yeah, if you reach out to customer support, I don't know, but to me, it just, I didn't try that. I just cancelled the class. I didn't take the sprint, obviously, but if you're thinking of taking the sprint and something happens to you, I would still, something like that, like losing your voice, I would still log into the lesson and then maybe write in the chat that you lost your voice, so you cannot speak, because that way it will still count, I think. Or you can like answer questions, you know, in the chat or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, but maybe you can still reach out to the customer service. That was unfortunate that happened to me, but yeah, I just really lost my voice. So, and another time I missed the lesson because in my head I thought it was at another time. I mean, that only happened once. But if you're someone that really likes a structure, a fixed time in the week, yeah, that might confuse you a bit. You might be wondering why I canceled my subscription after 2 months. The main reason was just that there were not that many topics left that I was interested in, and like, to me, I felt like I got out of the subscriptions what I wanted, and that's why I canceled the subscription. So there was nothing that the teachers did or the lessons itself that made me cancel. It was just mainly that, yeah, I didn't feel like continue learning because of the topics that were left. If you're still like a beginner or somewhere in the intermediate stage, so depending on your level, that might not happen. You still have a lot of classes you could take, so that won't be a problem for you, but that was just my main issue. And maybe also with the fast-paced lesson, you could ask individual questions, or not that often. So these were maybe the two reasons why I decided to stop the subscription. Yes. So just to give you a bit of a conclusion, I think Lingoda is a really good platform for people that will either want to have an intense learning experience with the sprint challenge, or want a flexible schedule, like I did with like individual lessons that you can take. I really like that. I cannot speak on the teams aspect, and the other part, like I said, if you're on a higher level you probably might not get that much out of the lessons. It's really good to review things, and yeah, maybe you, like me, will just subscribe for 1 or 2 months just to improve in those little aspects that you need. If you've tried Lingoda, please let me know what your experience was. I'm interested in hearing your opinion. Yeah, and I'm not sponsored, I don't have a link or anything like that, it was just my review. Yeah, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, it would really make my day if you did that. Alright, see you in my next video. Bye!